Hi, this time we're going to do sample proportions, sampling distribution of sample proportions. So here's a survey that I did. And so the question was, do you play sports? And it was simple yes, no. And there were, again, 54 in the sample. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to take it over to Statplet. Again, one categorical variable. I'm going to put in the raw data. And we find that 29 of you, or 53.7% of you, play sports. So now I went to Google and I said, well, how many teens play sports? And this is children ages 6 to 17, but I did a little bit of digging and I'm just going to go with it. So 54.1% of children aged 6 to 17 play sports. So that's where we're going to start. All right, so our proportion of our population was 54.1%. So out of a sample of 54 people, our proportion should also be 54.1%. And our standard deviation of p hat is going to be that big one. So it's going to be the probability of being in sports times the probability of not being in sports divided by the 54 people in the sample. So I kind of combined some things there. So 0.54 times 0.46 all over 54 equals 0.46 equals divided by 54 equals, and then the square root of that whole thing. So I get a standard deviation of 0.0678. Let's just call that good. Okay. All right, so now we're going to see how Pomona compares. So the proportion was 0.541. Pomona's was 537. Oops, wrong side. 0.537. So we appear to be less than. So what's the probability of getting 53.7% or less? So that's what we're going to go for, probability of less than 0.537. So I need a z-score. Pomona's is 0.537 divided by the population proportion, which is 541, divided by a standard deviation of 0.0678 equals 537 minus 0.541 equals divided by 0.0678 equals, I get a z-score of negative 0.06. And it's not unusual that it's negative. I'm not surprised that it's negative because it's on the left of the mean. So now I look that up in table A. Negative 0.06 is going to be, yes, it's going to be on the negative one. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7, 6, 1. So again, remember that table A always gives you less than, so we don't have to subtract from 1 this time. So we are comparing 47.61% is greater than 5%. So Pomona is well within the norm. We have no convincing evidence that Pomona is weird when it comes to sports participation.